All right, good Friday morning. Today is Friday, January 7th, 2022. Got it right. Filled out some paperwork the other day and got it wrong. So good morning. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. This is our Friday driver meeting. We do this Friday meeting most Friday mornings. We took a little 2-week break for a Christmas break and New Year's, since they were both kind of on a Friday, Saturday type situation. But now we're back and we're better than ever, right?
There we go. That's right, man. We're back live. Going to have some fun this morning. You guys ready for a good meeting? Everybody get some breakfast out there? There you go. Get some breakfast if you haven't.
All right. With me today is Dave White. He's one of our safety supervisors in the safety department. The safety department is located in the Z building, which is the southernmost building on this campus here. We're located right there on the ground level, center of the room, right next to the pillars. So if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to stop by, chat us up, or if you're out on the road, give us a call. So when we do these Friday driver meetings, we do it live here in Springfield, Missouri, but we also have folks that are dialed in with Facebook Live and YouTube Live. But also we have folks that are outside terminals in Pittston, Pennsylvania, and Salt Lake City. So let's go out east first. I think we got our buddy Rick with us this morning in Pittston. Good morning, Rick. How you doing?
Good morning. Hey, we're dealing with all your weather that you guys had yesterday. A couple inches of snow we got here.
All right. Looks like you not quite got a full house. That means we're out on the road running, right?
No, we got a full house. We got people in line, and we got a lot of green vests people in here today, which is fantastic. New people.
Growth is so important, and we love to see those new folks here, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Give me just a minute or two about what's going on new out in Salt Lake City for 2022.
Well, I have no idea what's going on in Salt Lake City, but here in Pittston,
Pennsylvania. Excuse me.
Sorry, Rick. He's been off a few weeks here. We're getting him back in.
we got the pad going strong, and right across the street, we're adding parking lots over there to accommodate all of our driver parking. They're kind of on the slow side right now with the snow and the cold weather, but all the lights went up the other day, so we're moving along over there.
Hey, progress. So, hey, Rick, just by the way, that was my first mistake in 2022. So, that won't happen again. But, of course, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the mic and we'll get you right on.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. So let's actually go to Salt Lake City. I think we got Troy with us this morning.
Welcome to Pittston.
That's good. Never a dull moment, is it? Never a dull moment. Good morning, Troy. How you doing?
We're fantastic in Salt Lake City. How are you?
Doing great. So I was just out in Salt Lake City here a couple of weeks ago. Took my first little tour of the new facility. My jaw dropped. I was in complete awe. You guys have got a fantastic thing going on out there. So tell us what's going on.
Man, nothing but the best for the best drivers, right? We believe in treating our drivers with respect and with a good place to show up. And, when they have some time, if they get through the terminals to get fuel or get the trucks worked on, or Robert and everybody's done such a great job to making this a good spot to come. So it's pretty nice out here.
That's an understatement. Like I said, I've been, working with this company 20 years, and when I got out there, I was still in complete amazement of how fantastic that facility is, how huge the shop is, how gorgeous our amenities are out there. I just can't say enough about what we got going on out of Salt Lake City. But to take it one step further, we've got some awesome people out there in Salt Lake City, and we had a great time at the holiday party there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a nice night. Great, to see everybody come out here to Salt Lake occasionally. And that's what they've made it really nice for everybody to come through here and feel comfortable when you do come in here. We've got some great bunk rooms. We've got good places to hang out, do your laundry, that kind of stuff. We got a great cafeteria. I think we fed about 50 people this morning already. So doing a good job out here, bud.
Excellent. So, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone. I promise I won't get the the geographical designation wrong anymore today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, right back here to Springfield, Missouri. So how you guys doing this morning? There we go. Let's get some excitement. Yeah, I like her. See, you know what? Come on up here. Yep. Mm-hmm. You know who I'm talking to. Come on up here.
No, come
on.
We may have a gift
I'll
card for
come to
you.
you.
There we go.
All right.
There you go. Get your own mic.
Hey, I only called you up here because I love the energy and I love that excitement. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
Good. What's your name?
I'm Jessica.
Jessica, my name's Dennis Davis. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to
All right, so you got on the neon vest. I'm assuming that you're brand new here.
Yes.
First week here.
Yes.
All right, so I want some. This is completely unscripted, right? I didn't pay you or anything like that.
No.
In fact, I kind of had to force you to come up here.
Oh yeah. No.
So public speaking is not really your thing.
No.
So don't be nervous that it's like 4 million people watching worldwide. Okay.
I'm gonna sit down.
No, but so we're a transparent company, and every once in a while I like to get somebody brand new here just to kind of get your opinion about the experience that you had coming in, talking to the recruiter. So first, where you from?
I'm from Chicago.
From Chicago. And tell me your name again.
Jessica.
Jessica from Chicago.
Yes.
And what did you do before you came here to Prime?
I worked in security.
Worked in security?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So what made you want to come into the trucking industry?
What made me want to come into the trucking industry? I actually did a lot of research before I made a decision. What really made me want to come to the trucking industry was the fact that you guys are growing really fast. Also, there's a need for drivers. So I felt like, this would be a great opportunity for me to actually expand my horizons. And so that's what made me really want to come into the trucking industry.
Awesome.
And
we're lucky to have you.
yeah.
But go ahead.
What else? What made me want to come to Prime more?
That was my next question. You're pretty intuitive.
Yeah. What made me really want to come to Prime is the fact that you guys are the best in the industry. And come on. That's why we're all here. Yeah. My group was really big. So I think it's about 75, 80 people. So, so we all agreed on it. Basically, I don't want to speak for everybody, but the people that I talked to, we all agreed that, this is probably one of the best. This is the best, the programs around. So, yeah.
One thing I want to correct you there. You say you guys are one of the best. It's us. You're part of us now. Okay. You're part of us now. So tell me about your experience here just this week with the onboarding and orientation process.
Well, actually, it went pretty smooth for as many people as it was in the group. First day, we got all our paperwork. Our first teacher, she was very nice. She greeted us. She told us what to look forward to. And then next we had our simulation class. So that's also the reason why we are one of the best in the industry, because of the simulation program. It's very, very nice. Okay.
So before you came here to Prime, had you ever driven any big vehicles, a school bus or anything like that?
No.
No. So you're just kind of, for lack of a better term, fresh off the street, huh?
Very much so, but that's why the simulation, my instructor was telling us, that's why it's so important for us to get that training going before we get into the rig, so we can have a little bit of a better idea of what to expect behind the wheel.
Okay.
So
real quick before I let you sit back down, what's one of your biggest fears about going on into this trucking world?
Well, I'm focused on trying to be one of the best, being a best person I can be. But also I feel like it's a little bit, to be honest, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on me because I'm in a Prime truck, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. But no, I'm in a Prime truck. So I feel like I don't feel like that I have a lot of pressure to I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure to be the best driver that I can possibly be, you know, because I don't want to let my company down. I want to be one of those drivers that are like, you know, hey, that girl can back. You know, like
Absolutely.
this girl, like when I see, you know, like when I see her come out, you know, when I see her jump out that ring, I'm surprised it's a girl, you know, or something like that. You know, I wanted to be like something like that, or wow, all she needed was, she didn't even need to pull forward to back, you know, to do her to back into this dock, or, you know, not to, she didn't need to back up, pull forward too many times to back up in this dock.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the type of driver that I'm looking to be. And I feel like that's what I'm preparing myself to be. And that's what I feel like a lot of these drivers are preparing me to be. A lot of these drivers, they're here to, I'm telling you, like, I wasn't expecting for our drivers to be as open as they were with me. They're really, really good. I'm telling you, utilize these drivers that are here today. I'm sorry to put you guys on blast, but really utilize the drivers because they are here to help. You know, not even before the training. Like, I go off on my training Saturday. I've met 4 drivers already.
That's excellent.
Yeah, one driver, I don't want to put him on blast, but I believe he's here. He got a trifecta.
There you go.
You know, so I was very excited to meet him. Also, our training, the training coordinator, I believe, Mr. Z, are you here? But yeah, he was really nice. He let me and my friends, he let us, you know, I was really shaken up, like, oh, I need to see the in cabin. I want to know like what it looks like. He did it in less than 45 seconds, and he did it so fast, but when he did it, you understood every step that he took. You know, like when I left out of that truck, I had a better knowledge. My anxiety went from like up here to down here.
Good.
You know, yeah, because he saw my determination in my eyes. He stopped me. He was like, "Hey, nope." You know, he's like, "You can't do that." But yeah, I was gonna reach out to a company driver, but he's like, yeah.
We'll get you taken care of.
Yeah.
So Jessica, I got 2 observations. One, you said you was nervous. You basically took this show on over.
Oh.
It's your show now. Go ahead. But the second part, let me just say a few words, and Dave's gonna take your mic back and give you a gift card. Thank you for coming up and speak with us. But I want you and every other new person to leave with this. You know, we don't expect perfection, you know, especially on day one. You know, we've got some folks that were, you know, so non-perfect, we had to bring them into the safety department, you know, and let them work there. So, you know, thank you for coming up, Jessica. But
Tell you what, Dennis, I think you can finish the show with her.
I'm telling you, we might bring you back up a little bit later, you know. But especially, you know, first and foremost, you know, let me welcome our new folks. All of our new folks at all of our terminals, Pittston, Salt Lake, and Springfield. Stand up, let us see who you are so we can recognize you. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is a great time in trucking, not just, you know, from a macro standpoint, from a micro standpoint. New year 2022, you're jumping right after the holidays, jumping right into orientation, ready to work. So thank you all for being here. You picked a great company. We're not perfect by any means, and that's why we ask folks like Jessica to give us some true, transparent, and honest feedback so we can know what we need to do to get better. You know, one of the things that Jessica talked about is just that pressure, you know, of being in a prime truck. And I understand that pressure 100% because we feel it too, that pressure of having to serve a prime driver. We've got the best drivers in the industry. So from our standpoint, we've got to be on our A game every single day, every single phone call, every single transaction to make sure that you guys get the services that you need. But none of us have to be perfect. All we have to do what, Dave, is do what's right, do your best, and treat others how they want to be treated. And we'll figure out the rest from there, Jessica. You might make some mistakes out there, and that's okay. We're not looking to run you out of here. We love you. We need you. And quite frankly, we need 4 more of you. So we're going to do everything we can to make this experience the best experience for you, Jessica, and everybody else. So what do you got this morning, Dave?
No doubt. And attitude means a lot. You got a great attitude starting off in this industry. So you'll do fine. And just take your time, take a deep breath, and learn. Listen to your instructor. So speaking of pressure, Dennis, sometimes DOT inspections are a little bit of pressure for drivers too, especially if you're going through your first 1, 2, or 3. Ben sitting over here, he's been here about 10 years. He's used to DOT inspections, I'm sure. So you shake your head no. You had 4 and 10. Heck, that's okay. But yeah, but DOT inspections, pull in there. Officer says, hey, let's pull it around back. We're going to take a look at you. I could get your nerves start going and start thinking, what are they going to look at? What are they going to ask me? Well, being prepared is the biggest, and being ready. This past week, Dennis, we knocked it out of the ballpark. 104 inspections, 81 of those were clean. So 78% clean rate. Yeah, good job. Way to start off the year. No doubt.
That means we got a 78% clean rate for the year.
That's right. Maybe we should stop right here, right? That would be nice, but no. Moving forward, though, inspections. Let's, like I said, be prepared for them. Know what's going to happen. When you're out with your trainer, ask them, hey, when you go through an inspection, what's the officer going to ask for? Obviously, having your license, your insurance, knowing your permit book, being ready. And one topic I'm going to bring up here today, we usually don't talk a whole lot about because we don't haul a whole lot of hazmat loads, but it's hazardous materials. This past week, got a call from one of our drivers that she's on a hazmat load, and she had one of those trailer wrap, I think it was Wreaths Across America trailers, and the placard holder was on the skirt on the side. And she says, is that legal to do that? And it is legal. You can have the placard holder on the skirt. And the reason we put them on the skirts is because those Wreaths Across America trailers are so beautiful. Just don't want to put a placard holder right in the middle of it. Looks kind of awkward. So we put them on the skirts. They are legal. And remember, when you put your placards in there, make sure you tape them around the edges. Use that clear duct tape. Go around the edges. Don't use the colored duct tape because the enforcement doesn't like to see that. But missing placards or placards coming out are still a top violation. But be ready for that inspection because if you're hauling hazmat, they're going to ask you for your bills of lading. They're going to ask you for an emergency response book. All that needs to be within reach. You can't take your seatbelt off and go, well, it's back here in my bunk, or it's up above. I can't reach it. So hold on, let me undo my seatbelt. You got to have a seatbelt on. You got to be able to reach for it and get it. So right there in your driver's side door pocket is the best area to keep that information. The emergency response book, that's the yellow book. That'll be in your permit book when you get it. And that's what it's for. You got to have that in your bills of lading ready to go for that inspection. And just be ready. The officer, remember, they're human too. And they put on the pants the same way you do. Yeah, they have a little bit more enforcement because they're enforcing the laws and then a little bit more maybe experience than you do for inspections. But just, treat them professionally, and the chance of you coming out for those inspections, coming out on the positive side is greater. Also, too, they can have bad days, too. So if they come across a little attitude at the beginning, saying yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, can carry some weight with them. And, it doesn't hurt because these clean inspections is what drives our safety numbers, and that's what we're looking for every day. So congrats to our operators on that. Dennis, you want to talk about a little bit about winter driving? I think that needs to be addressed. Sure. So jump on in.
I promised Mitch here that I was going to make 54 weather references before the meeting was over. So, of course, today here in Springfield, Missouri, a balmy 10 degrees already today. Public schools are out yesterday and today because of, some of the tiny bit of snow we got here, but the roads are still pretty icy.
The secondary roads especially.
Secondary roads especially. That brings us to our topic today when it comes to winter driving. In various parts of the country, right here in the Midwest, throughout, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, up into the Northeast and out west in the Pacific Northwest, all had major winter storms over the last 7 days. And, we got kind of lucky going through, October, November, December, Christmas weekend here, I think it was 70 degrees, but all of a sudden, it's time to pay the piper. All right. And it doesn't come as a surprise. Winter comes every year. This is what we do for a living. All right. And every year we go through as a safety department, we give coaching to our drivers about some of the things that we should do when it comes to winter weather driving. So in 2022, we're going to change that up a little bit. the coaching is still the same. We still want you to make sure you're driving the appropriate speed for the conditions, all right, and your ability. We always want you to make sure that you have the appropriate distance between yourself and the vehicle in front of you. And of course, we always want you to alleviate those distractions in the cab. But now we're going to start prefacing all of our winter weather coaching with this. Consider not driving. Consider the risk that you're going to take when you get out on the road. You know, Dave talked about these secondary roads where there's a little bit of ice on the road, or it's a, you know, the roads are fine, but it's whiteout conditions and visibility is poor. You know, that load of frozen pizza or yogurt or lumber, it's important. Don't get me wrong. And service to our customer is important, but it's not important enough to risk your life or the life of the folks around you in the motoring public. All right. So our first piece of coaching when it comes to winter weather driving moving forward is this. Consider not driving. Consider the difference between what it's going to be like when you start driving and 4, 10, maybe even 24 hours from now. The situation could be drastically different. Driving during the toughest part of the storm versus 10 hours after the local jurisdiction has plowed the roads, they've treated the pavement. It's going to be completely different, okay? And, you know, I would hate for one of us or one of our drivers to put themselves in that type of peril when just a few hours from now, even as far as 24 hours from now, the situation is drastically different, all right? We're not the type of company that we're going to force you to do anything. We don't carry any type of commodity, any type of product that's worth putting you at risk. So moving forward, that coaching, that first piece of coaching is going to be always consider not driving. So Dave, you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, one thing I want to bring up was some cool stories this past week. Unfortunately, this happened, but many of you probably heard it out there on I-95 in Virginia. They had a stranded motorist for over 24 hours, and many of those were truck drivers. And of course, you had your car drivers mixed into it. Nobody could go anywhere. There was an accident up in front, and people were stranded because of the weather. And the reports we got out of that, you know, truck drivers helping out other motorists, giving them food, water. It's important for you guys to be prepared. And obviously, a lot of those truck drivers were prepared. Make sure your truck's stocked up. You got warm clothes, you got gloves, hats, but you got food and water and all that as well. And it was neat seeing that the drivers were getting out there and helping motorists, four-wheelers, because most of them probably didn't have anything. If they're lucky, they had a coat with them, and that'd be about it, you know. So they're out there helping feed and provide food and water to these motorists. And I know I talked to Amy over here. She said there was a prime driver involved in that too, that they got on social media that she saw. And that's awesome. You know, we get out there and share that. And that's what this industry is about. You know, I mean, it's you're sharing the roads, but sometimes in situations like that, when you're stopped, you got to be sharing other things too as well. And it just shows the you know, what really America's about right there. And I thought that was really cool. But yes, making sure your truck's prepared. We're going to have Tyler Patrick on here in a couple seconds. He's going to talk about the maintenance side of it, and that's so important as well. So anything else you want to add?
That's about it, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've been chatting for about 25 minutes. How about if we get her on back up to Salt Lake City?
All right, and I'm going to say it right this time. So Salt Lake City, Utah, you know, they stole one of our superstars here from Springfield, Missouri. They stole Tyler Patrick. You know, and Tyler Patrick has come up through the ranks. He, you know, back when I was a fleet manager, he was my go-to person. He was my road assist guy. Now he's out there in charge of stuff in Salt Lake City. But Tyler, are you with us this morning?
Yes, sir. It's good to be talking to you guys and good to be here with everybody this morning. Appreciate the shout out, Dennis. So yeah, like Dennis and Dave, we're talking about winter driving, having yourself. That's the most important, making sure you are prepared for these conditions out on the road. Being stuck out on the highway, stuck out on the interstate, you know, you're going to need food, you're going to need water, but you're also going to need clothes, right? You're going to need these nice big jackets. You're going to need some hats and gloves like that. It's also going to be able to make sure that you're able to get out of the vehicle and do the proper pre-trip that you need to make the equipment is ready to go for that day as well. So making sure that you have the things ready for the truck, that's the next thing in the process, making sure you got what we need on the truck to keep the truck ready. Some of that stuff I'll suggest use anti-gel. That's a huge one, right? I don't know if we got a lot of new people in here, so I'll tell you right now, diesel fuel will gel in cold weather. And when it gels, it won't run the truck. The truck's going to shut down. You're going to have problems. So there's a product called anti-gel that you can add to the fuel that's going to keep it from gelling up in these cold temperatures. There's also a product called 911. It's in a red bottle with a black cap. I suggest everybody keep 3 to 4 bottles of this on the truck at any time during the winter. What this product's used for is in case you do have gelled fuel and Road Assist is reaching out to you. You're calling in, hey, my truck's not running right. We've got some issues going on. We need to get this resolved. Adding that 911, having it available is going to be the best bet. And the worst times, it's not going to be available at the truck stop. So making sure you have it now on the truck for when you need it is going to be your key to success here. Also making sure you got a good set of extra wiper blades. You're going on the interstate, wipers are going, things start to ice up and you break a wiper blade. Next thing you know, you're stuck there and you can't see. You're going to pay $300 to $400 for a road service to come out just to bring you a $5 wiper blade. Okay, so start thinking of these things, thinking about having kitty litter on the truck to help with traction in case you get stuck in a snowy parking lot. Making sure you got your tire change or your snow socks with you. You know, those don't always have to be just in those times where you have to have them for that chain up area. Getting in and out of parking lots, getting in and out of nasty receivers. You pull in, you're checking in at the guard shack and you see, hey man, they haven't plowed their yard yet. Go ahead and throw your chains on. Don't be that guy needing to wait for a road service, blocking everybody else out. Pulling through a fuel island, you know, they get busy, that ice gets packed down. Sometimes they can be hard to get traction on if the plow trucks haven't been through. Making sure you got chains on to get through stuff like that. These people make a lot of money off truck drivers, guys. I'm here to tell you, I worked in Road Assist for a long time, and seeing these bills come through, trying to negotiate, it's tough out there and it's expensive. So making sure you've done your due diligence to be prepared for these situations is going to be your key to success here at Prime. And I hope for each and every one of you that we do that. You know, being able to help somebody who's prepared themselves is always a nice touch. When you're in Road Assist trying to help somebody out of a bad situation and they don't have tire chains, they don't have anti-gel, they don't have the wiper blades, you're really in a tough corner. And at that point, it just becomes a driver cost at that. And that's not what we want to see. We want to see you be successful. Keep that money in your own pocket, okay? We've got some great videos. I'm sure we can get our social media team to post those throughout the week, but we'll throw up some videos about some of our winter driving tips, things we've shot in the past about things to keep on the truck so you guys can reach out and stuff like that. By all means, check out our YouTube channel, check out our videos on Facebook and social media. We do some great stuff preparing you guys and kind of give you an insight. I know me talking up here is one thing, but being able to have it on a video and go through in your own time can be a little bit more helpful. Other than that, I'm going to shout out a little bit about Salt Lake here and some of what we offer from the maintenance aspect. So like I said a little bit ago, I moved out here from Road Assist. I've been here for about a month and a half now. And man, I got to tell you, we got a good team out here in Salt Lake. Our maintenance stops are hustling. So in other good news, I will tell you, we've been short on our night shift. As of next week, we're going to be 7 days a week back on our night shift here in the truck shop. So that's here to help you guys get your trucks in and out. We want to be here to support you. If you're coming off the road and needing something fixed under a load, we want to get it done and get you back out on the road. If you got a trailer issue, we want to be able to get that knocked out for you as well. So by all means, if you're in the area and needing some help, reach out to us, plan an appointment. Let's get you worked in our shops. We've got an express bay, bay 61. They can go through, bay 76, express bay, get your oil changes, air filters, things like that done without an appointment. Bay 61 is our assessment base. If you got some questions about anything going on with your truck, by all means, swing into your express bay, bay 61 here at Salt Lake. Check in with our assessors. They'll be more than happy to go through your truck with you. Let you know anything that's wrong, any DOT items need to be fixed before you get on the road, just to make sure that that truck's good and ready and safe for this winter. Does anybody have any questions? I'd love to field some questions from some drivers, new people. I know that this is intimidating. We got a lot of things coming up. You're at a weird time right now. It's the middle of winter, getting ready to take out on the road. Being prepared is a big part. So we were here to answer any questions you got. Yeah, buddy.
Do you add the 911 to the fuel as well, like the anti-gel?
So good question. And that's a common mistake. 911 is only added after we see those symptoms of gelled fuel. So if your truck's having trouble running, if you're starting to sputter, your truck's having trouble starting, you're in contact with Road Assist, that's when we're going to instruct you to put that 911 in. I would just go ahead and ask Road Assist, get with Road Assist if you have questions on this. If you're thinking you need to add 911, reach out and we'll be able to help you and kind of identify if this is the right time or if maybe we're too far gone. Nonetheless, communication with Road Assist is going to be huge in any sort of questions you guys have. You can message from your phones right off the Prime app to Road Assist. You can send a macro 21 from your computer, or you're always more than welcome to give us a call on the phone if it's an emergency.
How do you know like that you need to add or like that you're having issues? Like what does the truck tell you?
Okay, so yeah, good idea. So with that gelled fuel, what's going to happen is it's going to start clogging your fuel filters. So the initial thing you're going to see is loss of power in the truck. So if you're pulling hills and it just doesn't seem like you got that power you needed before, maybe your APU quit running. The APU and the bunk heater have very small fuel lines, so generally those are the first items on the truck to start showing gelled fuel. So your APU is not running, your bunk heater quit in the middle of the night, you started the truck and it's got a rough idle, or maybe you went to pull out of the parking lot and it just doesn't feel like it's got enough power. reach out to Road Assist. Hey, I've got a fault code on my dash, maybe. Not sure what this is. My truck's not running right. Is this the right time for 911? Back to anti-gel real quick. Anti-gel, some people don't know when's the right time to and when's the right time to not add anti-gel. Generally speaking, everybody's going to advertise that their fuel's treated at the truck stops, right? That's not something you want to rely on, okay? I can tell you out here with our fuel guys, we have to keep an eye on when they're dumping fuel to make sure they're treating it as well. But do your due diligence. Go ahead and treat your fuel. If you're a reefer driver, don't forget the reefer. I would say anytime 25 and below, we need to start looking into adding anti-gel. You also need to look at where you're heading to. If you're taking a load out of Florida heading up north, go ahead and treat that fuel, all right? That Florida fuel's probably not treated. That's for Florida. We're going up to New York. We need to make sure our truck's ready for what the conditions we're headed into. Like Dennis and Dave said earlier, you got to pay attention to what's coming down the pipeline. What's 10 hours ahead of you? What's 24 hours ahead of you? Being prepared for those scenarios, planning your trip out. It's going to be perfect. So any other questions for me? Springfield, Pittston?
Hey, Tyler, I think we got I got a question here, and then we got a question from online. So, sir, right here in the back.
I was just making a comment that the trucks have an actual warning light that your fuel is getting close to anti-gel. It's like instead of a check engine light, it's a little coil looking thing, and it's a flash at you, letting you know. So you have a visual representation that it's happening as well in your truck, as well as feeling the difference in it.
And that can be related to a fuel restriction light. But yeah, there's a lot of things. You'll get a water and fuel light too in some of these scenarios. There's a bunch of different things. A lot of times we'll see fuel restriction codes on the fault codes, and the check engine lights will start popping on. But yeah, be on the alert for different things going on with your truck, making sure you're looking at the dash to identify any codes or things that it's pushing.
Hey, Tyler, one more question from the social media aspect. Want to know, do you need to have an appointment to get your truck worked on out in Salt Lake?
You know, it's always going to be best to plan ahead, just like we do with our trips. It's always good to plan ahead and reach out to the shops when you know you're coming in and needing an issue resolved. The the opposite side of that is we do offer our assessment bay, which is first come, first serve. We're here, that assessment bay here in Salt Lake is 5 to 5. And 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you got a question on your truck, you can roll up, wait in line, come in and get it checked out. Once we get a diagnosis on your truck, figure out what's going on, what issues you need to resolve for DOT, what issues are just wrong with your truck that you can still roll with. We're going to present you with all of that, and then we'll let you know when we can work your truck back into the shop to get those things resolved.
All right. So, hey, Tyler, real quick, you ready to move back?
You've been out here, man. It's beautiful. There ain't no coming back.
It is absolutely gorgeous. Hey, man, appreciate your time this morning, man. We're going to commit in 2022 to get you on as often as we can. You do a fabulous job.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. It was great being here this morning.
All right. So, as you guys can see, especially for our new drivers, Prime hires teams, guys like Tyler Patrick, people like Jessica from Chicago. We're lucky to have just a phenomenal group of folks in just about every department, so we're going to shift gears a little bit. We've been talking about safety, what keeps you safe. We've been talking about what keeps your equipment safe. But we're going to shift gears and talk about what keeps you, the most important commodity here, our associates, safe as well. So we're going to stick with the Salt Lake City theme and talk to Heather McLean, who manages our sleep.
Hey, Amber, that's your second mistake this year.
Not Heather
You said
McLean.
you were going to have a second
Amber
one.
McLean. Amber McLean. I'm sorry, Amber. Good morning, Amber.
There you go.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm
Good.
confused, apparently.
Good. Well, I'm just out here to tell you guys about Salt Lake City Cardinal Sleep. We have officially moved full time, so we will be here Monday through Friday, 7 to 3, which is super exciting. And I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about our services, what things that we provide for you. And some of those things are that we can do physician consultations. So if somebody thinks that they may have a sleep disorder, or if they're feeling very fatigued, they can contact our office. We're happy to get them in front of a physician to go through those signs and symptoms and see if maybe there's an underlying disorder that needs to be treated. If you are currently on CPAP, we do all resupply of all of your equipment. If you need any masks, we're happy to help you in Salt Lake City or even in Springfield. We can get those replaced for you. Also, in all of our terminals, we have filters and hoses in the stores. And we are also doing any exchanges after the recall. We can exchange your device to the new Dream Station 2. Other than that, I think that's pretty much what we're doing here in Salt Lake City. We're excited for the growth. We're excited to be more available to the drivers so you don't have to guess on our hours and go ahead and come while you're here. So want to get you guys taken care of. Any questions? Oh, it's a quiet room.
So Amber, I apologize for calling you Heather.
That's
But
okay.
Amber, works out again out in our Salt Lake City terminal. Does anybody have any questions for Heather, who's here in Springfield, Missouri, or Amber, that's out in Salt Lake City, concerning CPAP? So I will put in a plug. We've just got a few stragglers out there that still need to get their recall CPAP machine exchanged. Heather and Amber are ready to get those done. Some folks at this point now, we're going to tell you that we're going to have you send it in at this point instead of trying to route through a terminal.
Yep.
And Cardinal Sleep will be more than willing to receive that and issue out via mail a piece of new equipment for you. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to contact us. You can call your fleet manager, you can call the safety department, you can call Cardinal Sleep Direct. So Amber, thanks a lot. We appreciate you being on this morning.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, Dave, I'll let you take over. I can't seem to get it right.
Well, that's okay, man. You're fine. You're doing good. We'll give you a break on the second one too. So, no, our next presenters we have coming up here. Your health is the most important thing out there on the road, and this is a very unhealthy lifestyle. Being a professional driver, lots of bad food out there. It's hard to get exercise sometimes. Sometimes we make up that excuse in our head. It's hard to get exercise, and that's why we have a driver health and fitness team here. Matt and Rachel over here that'll be coming up. They're going to discuss the new program they have coming up, but it's important to get out there and do some exercise and take care of your body. You're the most important tool in that truck. There's no doubt about it. And driving safely is utmost. And a healthier driver is a safer driver, we feel. So let's get Matt. Come on up here, buddy. And Heather or Rachel. No, I messed up. I'm calling Rachel Heather now. So I've been up here by Dennis too long, Matt. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, Rachel. Here you go.
Well, like Dave said, we are the driver health and fitness team, and our goal is to really give you the resources to get healthier in an unhealthy industry. So through that, I'm going to announce our next program we have coming up. So we have our new website launching here very shortly, and that's going to be on driverhealthandfitness.com. So if you remember anything, remember that right there. You're going to find all of our resources on there and everything that can help you get healthier while you're on the road. With that being said, we have a new program launching February 1st. It's free, easily accessible on your mobile device, and it's based on weight loss. So we find that around 70% of New Year's resolutions deal with weight loss, deal with fitness, deal with health. How many of you have a New Year's resolution this year? Anybody make any goals for this year? Nobody made any goals? I see one in the back. Okay, the rest of you need to be a little bit more ambitious. No, I'm just joking. So New Year's resolutions deal often with fitness and weight loss. So that's one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to keep you more accountable if that was your goal this year. So through that, we've created a program that's 15 weeks long. So it's one of those things that New Year's resolutions tend to fall off. If you go to a gym, you see people there January, February, and then March hits and it gets nicer out and people kind of fall off the wagon. And so that's what we have this program is we have something to keep you over that hump, to keep you accountable during that. And for that, myself and Rachel have put together some resources that are easily doable while you're on the road. This program is called Fit in 15. So it's 15 weeks long, 15 minutes per day. So not a whole lot of time. You could do it and take half of your lunch break, and it's easily doable as a beginner in exercise. So I put together, along with our trainer in Salt Lake City, Matt Judy, and with Rachel, some exercise routines that you can do every day, both inside your truck, if you want to exercise inside your truck, outside your truck, and there's even an exercise of the day in case you have no time whatsoever. That exercise of the day is going to be one exercise you can focus on that takes 2 to 3 minutes per day. Now, everybody has 2 to 3 minutes per day, and so you can at least do that if you don't do the exercise routines. With that, I'm going to let you go over, Rachel, some of the nutrition strategies you gave them each week to keep them accountable.
So, hi. So I'm the foodie person. I'm the dietitian on the DHF team. So what I did is I have kind of goals for all of you guys week to week. So if you want to work on the nutrition side, it can be really, really helpful with weight loss goals or just health goals, because the food options you have out on the road are not the best. So I give you a lot of tools, give you just kind of things that you can work with, maybe a little bit more personalized, because we will have kind of more like one-on-one talks, like nutrition calls, where we can get you started in the program, figure out what your goals are with eating and that kind of thing. And so from there, week to week, I have a little goal for you, just something small that if you want to work on just something every week, try to hit that. And then I also have a little bit more in-depth goals for each week. They're really trying to focus on super easy recipe ideas that you can do in the truck. The most I'll have you cook with is a microwave. So that's what I have you working with week to week. And yeah, just every single week, all 15, you have, things to work on nutrition wise, because it is a really big part of weight loss.
Yeah, nutrition and exercise and accountability is what this program is based on. So we're going to have built-in health coaching calls throughout the program that you can sign up with our new booking system on there. So you'll have 5 health coaching calls over 15 weeks. Then you'll also have 2 nutrition counseling calls where you talk one-on-one with Rachel, and she'll be able to kind of guide you. And, nutrition's individualized. So we want to be able to individualize it for you through those, and she'll talk to you either over the phone or on Zoom through that you could easily access while you're on the road. And then we'll also have a friendly competition in there as well. And we're actually having kind of a weight percentage loss challenge in there as well. So you'll be competing against other drivers in weight categories. And we have weight categories for 100 to 199 pounds, 200 to 299, 3 to 399, and 400 plus. And so anybody can do that and easily participate, have fun, be in a competition-like atmosphere, and meet those New Year's resolutions while you're at it through that program. So to get you guys signed up, you could either, if you're in Salt Lake or Pittston, you can go to driverhealthandfitness.com, and the signups are on the very top of the page. And then Rachel and I are also going to be sitting up here. We'll hang around afterwards for a few minutes today. And if you want to sign up, come up there. We'll get you signed up so it's easy and you're signed up and ready to go. And it starts February 1st. All the info can be found on driverhealthandfitness.com. And I think that's about it. Did anybody have any questions about this at all? Okay. Or if you have any questions, we'll be up here afterwards, or you can find everything at driverhealthandfitness.com or email us at dhf@primeinc.com.
Thank you, Matt. And thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it. You know, what's interesting? I was thinking over in orientation, we got a guy by the name of Matt Rachel. Don't worry, it's many of you have already met him. I'm sure he's in the office or he runs an orientation. So small world. That's how you keep those two separate, Dennis.
Conspiracy theory? I think not.
You make any New Year's resolutions yourself?
No. So as Matt said, I probably need to be a little bit more ambitious.
There you go. I hear you. So,
but I do have something for Jessica. We talked about how many people watch this. I've been making a few mistakes this morning. My phone is blowing up with people saying, "Hey, I think you need a little bit more coffee." So, me. So, but go ahead, Dave.
No, but we're so lucky here when you're talking driver health and fitness, all the facilities we got here right behind us, and they're all open to you as a driver. And DC to AC, it doesn't matter. And they're available. We got locker rooms for men and women. Got elliptical machines, we got treadmills, we got basketball court, and weight room. Whatever you want to do, you're more than welcome to take advantage of those. And they're open 24/7 here. So get in there and have some fun. Get a good sweat on every once in a while when you're here, rather than just sitting here watching TV or whatever. Do that. We also have it all the other terminals too, as well, Dennis, out in Salt Lake and Pittston. So, take advantage of that, because that's what they're here for. They're for our drivers. And I know you see a lot of in-house people out there doing it, but hey, jump right in there with us. We'd love to see you and get the sweat on together. So ready to go to our next one?
Let's roll right along.
Tell you what, our equipment is very important here at Prime, and you guys come into a great company because we have a lot of new equipment, tractors, trailers. Right now, to get new equipment is pretty tough. The manufacturers, they're behind trying to get the stuff built, trying to get the trailers built, and trying to get the parts for them to get it done. So got Bill Banning, whatever your last name. I know I messed up again on you. See, I'm just like Dennis. Usually, yeah, my first one. Yeah, right. So Bill's in our security department. We're going to talk a little bit about security and trailers. So go ahead, Bill. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Normally I'll get up here and I'll talk about how we need to secure the loads because they're stealing the product out of the back of the trailers. I'll say, we've got to have a lock on these trailers. And we do. That's something very important. Right now, industry over in about the last 6 months, we've seen about a 50% spike in thefts for commodities off the trailers. And it's not only commodities off the trailers, but stealing the entire trailer. Just within the last month, we've had 3 trailers stolen and 1 tractor. The tractor and the trailer were hooked together. It was a flatbed. They took the whole entire unit, drove it down the road, disconnected, left the tractor sitting in a truck stop, took off with the flatbed full of product. We've also had 2 of our reefer trailers stolen. 1 we recovered. I don't think we were working with the sharpest people in the tool shed there when they left the tracking device on it. The second one, we know they cut the tracking device off because we located it 14 miles from where the original theft took place. Guys, these things here are more precious than gold. They just are not making them anymore. They just don't make trailers. We're looking at what, May? They get more trailers coming in. So we usually replace 1,500, 2,000 trailers a year. We're not able to do that at this point in time because they just not manufacturing them. And the thieves know this. The trailer that got stolen the other day is a 2-year-old trailer. 2-year-old trailer. We probably paid $50,000, $60,000 for it originally. Retail on that thing is $100,000 right now. $100,000. Guys, this is so important that we look at this as a whole. If you've got to take your trailer in someplace, and say you've got to disconnect, you got to voluntarily disconnect, right? Say you're getting work done. Look at getting yourself a Kingpin Lock. Okay? These are sold in the company store. And say you got to get work done on your trailer. Put these on your trailer or on your tractor and you got to disconnect. Put these on the trailer. If you know you're going to pick your trailer up later, put it on there. Saves you the hassle of somebody trying to steal your load or steal your trailer. There's nothing worse than a driver who drops their trailer at a truck stop or at a location and comes back and looks for it and it's gone. Who wants to make that phone call in this room? Anybody? Nobody does. So guys, think about what you're doing every time you have to disconnect. If you roll into a facility, no guards, no fences, no cameras that you can see. I think maybe you ought to call up your dispatcher and say, hey, look, I don't really feel comfortable dropping this load here, even though it's a shipper. Let us know. We need to know that stuff. We need to know what these facilities are looking like because we don't want to come back and send a driver in there a week later or 4 days later or 3 days later to pick that trailer up once it's unloaded and that trailer's gone. So what we've done now is the trailer got taken the other day. It was 201-359, 201-359. If anybody finds that trailer, we'll give you $500 finding that trailer. No questions asked. So, guys, it's important though. It's really super important. We do not want to have to go to Robert and say, Robert, we lost another trailer. But let me tell you what, Robert doesn't want to hear about that anymore either. So it's got to be a team effort. While security heads us up, you guys are the single most important asset that we have out there on the road. You guys have all the eyes. You see everything that's going on. Let us know. See something, say something. That's what we're asking. That's all I've got today.
Any questions for Bill?
Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second, sir. We're going to get you a mic. We'll get Keith back there.
Yeah, are you putting these trailers in the system?
Yes, sir.
Because I've never seen that trailer number come across, I don't think. I'll run it in my computer, but I don't think I've seen that trailer number.
I think we're going to put out a company-wide on that one.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll definitely make sure it's in there for you.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, Bill, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Oh, one more.
Hey, I want to say a couple things about this. You know, I've been in this business for a long time and the business has changed. We got to be careful about this stuff. An example that happened earlier this week. Truck breaks down, we get it to the shop. The truck makes it to the shop with the trailer. They take the truck and put it in the shop. It's going to be there overnight. The trailer's out in an unsecured lot outside. We can't do that anymore. We just can't do it. I mean, this is a real deal, guys. We got to pay attention to what's going on.
No doubt about it, Jim. Thank you very much. That was Jim Wilkins, by the way. He's our director of flatbed and tanker division. So you got a question, Ben?
Kingpin locks.
How much are the Kingpin locks, Bill?
I looked, that one runs about $140.
140? Okay.
But I'll tell you what, we beat on that thing and we can knock it off. I mean, once it's on there good.
Good deal. So what do we do? What gear you want to go to?
I think we got a few extra minutes, so we're gonna, call an audible here. I'm gonna pull Chase up from Abacus. As we move into 2022, it's a great opportunity to do some new things, but it's also time to be accountable for your payment to the government. So go ahead, Chase.
Yes, this is a safety meeting, but financial security is just as important. So for any of the independent contractors, the fourth quarter just ended with the end of the new year, or I guess start of the new year, I should say. That payment will be due the following Monday after the 15th. So we are working on the fourth quarter estimates and we'll be getting those out. But for any independent contractor, this will be the final payment before we actually go to file the tax return. So do expect those messages coming out here shortly. And again, it's always better to send them something rather than nothing. The more you give them now, the less they're going to ask for later, because anything that remains after April 15th for the 2021 tax year, they're going to start adding interest for. So we can, make up the difference at the time of filing. But again, it is always better to send them something rather than nothing. Speaking of filing, we have already had a lot of people ask about that as well. We do have to wait for W-2s and 1099s to be issued. So we know that, Prime's internal accounting will have to be working on that. But, for anybody else that has, maybe a spouse's W-2 or, we've got a lot of people with, pension from the government or, maybe a prior job that they may have had. So we do have to wait on those documents to be issued. But while we are waiting on that, if you haven't started the process of gathering receipts or, filling out our tax organizer, which we have available online to confirm what all is going to go on your return, that's at least something that we can do in the here and now. So that way we are getting, at least a head start, so to speak, on getting our 2021 taxes filed. But other than that, I think kind of while we got a brief amount of time here, just do a quick plug for our 4 o'clock tax class that's over in the Plaza building. That's for any new independent contractors. That's a required course. But for anybody that wants to audit that class, just come through, learn a few things. We go over paying those quarterly taxes, calculating those taxes, but we also go over business formation. So for any new business owners, going over actually getting an LLC established, getting a bank account established, and going from there. So our office is up here, second floor of the Millennium Building. If you guys do want to get one of those organizers or have any questions about getting a business started or anything along those lines, feel free to come see us over there. So that way we're getting your questions answered now rather than later.
That's all you got for us this morning?
I think that's all I got.
All right. Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
Good job, Chase. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to bring up the heavy hitters now.
Hold on, we got to do the veteran here real quick. I'm going to ask Bradley, come on up here. Now, we talked to Jessica,
right?
Brand new PSD student. Got this gentleman here. He's been around a while.
I don't think Bradley's new.
No, he's not. Give him the mic there, Dennis. There you go. Grab that, Bradley.
I've been with Prime for 13 years. I got my million miles in. I'm a PSD instructor and trainer.
Awesome.
And I'll tell you the one thing I'll give everybody a heads up on, communication is key. If you communicate your dispatcher, you communicate your road assist, you communicate with security, everything can go smooth. If you have a problem, communicate. If you have a flat tire, communicate. Let dispatch know that, hey, I'm down. Let road assist know, hey, I'm down. If y'all do all that, everything will go smooth. I was telling some of y'all this morning that if you do what you're supposed to do here at Prime, Prime takes very good care of you. They always have. Yeah, I showed you my ring. You get this ring for on-time deliveries, 2 years of on-time deliveries. You get a diamond every year afterwards. If you notice, my ring's full. There's a bunch of y'all out here that's got them. After you fill up your ring, they give you a gold pendant. I have a gold pendant too. Prime takes care of their drivers. You have to take care of yourself by communicating, doing what's supposed to be done, and always getting there on time. But like he said, Don Lacey said there's no load too hot that it won't cool off in a ditch. Don't do anything that's going to get yourself hurt or the product hurt. Because if the product is broken, they're not going to take it. Stop. Don't do anything that's going to get yourself hurt, destroy your truck or the trailer. Just stop. Communicate with dispatch. They'll reschedule appointments. I was on my way I came from California all the way to Florida. I had 2 things that happened to me on that one trip. My lights went out on my truck. I had to get that fixed. I had a blown tire on my trailer. I had to get that fixed. Well, they scheduled my appointment when I was 1,747 miles away to be there at midnight, 46 minutes after midnight. I'm not making that. So as soon as the appointment came across, all I did was tell the dispatch, I said, hey, I ain't got rockets yet, but we need to get this rescheduled. So they rescheduled it. Just communicate with your dispatchers, communicate with your road assist, always communicate. If you don't communicate, no one's going to know there's a problem. If you have problems with your trainers, communicate with your trainers and your dispatchers and the training supervisor. Just do what you need to do always, and always think about, all right, am I doing the right thing? There's the word called integrity. Doing the right thing even when no one's looking. So, all right.
Now, what branch did you serve in the military?
Army.
How many years?
I served for 2 years, got injured.
All right. Well, thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
Okay. If all of our veterans would stand up so we can recognize all the veterans for all of our places. We thank you for your service. And we know we would not have this country if there weren't people like you.
There you go. No doubt our military is number one. Thank you for coming up here, Bradley. Appreciate it. There you go. Here's a gift card for you. Thanks. Thank you. You want to introduce Steve? Go ahead. You lost for words. Huh?
Good sight. I wanted to see him shake the man's hand.
there you go.
Know, so next we've got Steve Lucky, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing. Hey, don't get too close to us. Man, we've kind of got some fumbles today.
You have. That's not you, Denny. I don't know if you just didn't get enough sleep last night or what. Anyway, glad you're here. Man, we got a nice crowd. My name's Steve Wetke. I'm in sales. And I'm lucky to be around Prime for about 38 or 39 years, some number like that. But the reason that we've had so much success, to Jessica's point, is that we get the best people and we treat them the best, train them the best, care about them the best. You new folks, I want to welcome you to Prime, but you already, I hope, get the feeling that we care. We care about everybody. We care about your health. We care about your equipment, care about your family. So thank you very much for picking Prime to kick off your career. Now, I just want to echo a couple other things. It might be redundant, but this is a very challenging job. You know, it is dangerous, very dangerous. You get behind that wheel, you got to be ready to roll. You got to have your A game, your game face on. You can't be lackluster. You can't be hungover. You got to be ready to go. every time. Because I will assure you, there'll be somebody in a four-wheeler that wants to cut you off, flip you the bird, disrespect you just about every mile. So you just got to maintain your composure, be ready to roll, and be safe. Our highest calling here, it is all about safety. And why do we have a health and wellness program that these guys do so well? Because we know a healthy driver is a safer driver. So all of the things that we've been able to put together here should make us the very best company in the country, should allow you to be the best driver there possibly is. That's our goal. We want you to be successful. We want you to do things the right way. That's really what we're all about. We want to treat you with respect. Do your best, do what's right, treat others the way you want to be treated. That's our mantra. So we really need to think about, as you proceed in this career, you need to think about safety. You need to think about yourself. Are you really cut out for this job? I mean, there's a lot of jobs out here these days. You can work anywhere. I mean, I'm thrilled that you chose our place. But there are some requirements. Jessica, she already feels it. She knows we're a good company. She wants to be the very best she can be because people are looking at Prime. So please keep all those things in mind. We're blessed in so many ways. These facilities, Pittston is the same way. Is it Pittston in Utah? Where is it, Denny? Anyway, Pittston is exactly, it's mirrored. Our facilities are just like this, the same in Salt Lake City. And man, I like it. What song is that? Oh. You got a call there. Anyway, that's okay. But the facilities are tremendous everywhere. And it's to demonstrate to you as our family that we care about you. And the guy that started all this about 51 years ago, he's sitting right over here. He can't wait to get this microphone from me. And he's going to go ahead and he's going to wrap this meeting up for you. Listen to him. He's brilliant, very smart, and we're blessed to have him. Go right ahead.
Hey, I ain't giving you a raise just because you say those nice things about me.
This is Robert Lowe right here.
Thank you. I've got an announcement. Next week, Bradley and Jessica are running the meeting. There's some talent right there. And we appreciate you very much. We have a lot of talented people around here. In this room, I'm very much honored to be associated with you. I've experienced some success. I've had my ups and downs, but one of the things that I'm the most proud of is just so it's not that I'm the CEO. I mean, I like my job, but just to be associated with you, because you get out there and you do it. It's cold out there today, and there's a lot of challenges. You run into some of these shippers, some of these receivers. Steve was talking about those four-wheelers that might flip you off or cut you off and all that kind of nonsense. But you all deal with it. And you pick these loads up and deliver them over yonder on time, safely, shiny side up, and it ain't easy to do. So I thank you for that. New folks, I want to join others in welcoming you here. You made a good choice. This is a good company. You're going to help make us better. Working on getting better every day. We've had a lot of conversation this morning about, safety naturally and security. Taking charge of the company's assets is what every manager's calling is here at Prime. Those assets are not just material assets in the trailers and tractors and the buildings, but in our human assets. Our human assets are our most valuable assets. I appreciate what you all do very much. God bless each of you, and please be safe.